Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Wolf Inc. here today, and we're going to be finishing the line to the coal mine. Uh, this is where we're coming from, kind of snaking with the river, and we're gonna go around this ridge line all the way over here and try to hopefully flatten out on that little plateau over there. So it'll be pretty fun. I'm gonna hyperlapse the majority of it, but if everything goes well, this episode will mark where we finish the network, where everything in this whole map is connected by track. I'll see you guys on the other side. Sit back, relax, drink your coffee. Alrighty guys, so we are finally to the coal mine. We added some pretty big obstacles. We're going to be on our way back now. We're going to walk the line back, make sure all the whole line there, at least for this section, is clear of trees, and make sure that it's kind of smooth enough to see if it's smooth enough for us to translate with the track. Because the bridge turn here doesn't, like when the bridge turns right here, or anywhere, it doesn't have to look pretty or anything like that. We just have to be able to translate it. So in some of these spots where it looks a little rough, like maybe that corner or maybe some of these other down here, we should be able to translate that with the track awfully well and be just fine with it. But I want to go walk the track back, or the route back anyways, to where we have track laid, would be the switch. And we're going to work our way back to the coal mine with track. That way we can kind of take Henry with us as we come along, so that way we don't got to run this long journey. And normally that's how I do it, is I'll build up a section and then I'll place down track and then I'll pull the locomotive up, build, and then usually I take uh, Jack with me when I do that, but I didn't want to have to go run down and get Jack and try to take him all the way back up here just to go do this, especially with how long this line's gonna be. I didn't think it was really gonna be this long, but then I seen the waterfall and was like, we gotta go do something with that waterfall. So that's what we did. As you can see, we got a nice beautiful waterfall off to our right, we got a nice view off to our left, or vice versa, depending on which way we're going. It is very hilly terrain. I was looking at it as I was going along and building some of this, and it's actually really hilly. Like, it's insane. So I'm just kind of glad that we were able to at least get the path there without too much issues. I mean, obviously we had that whole mess going right here to get that bridge in place. But, and like this for instance, this may be a rough corner, but we should be able to translate that pretty well with track. And you'll see what I'm talking about. But I am going to meet you guys at the switch because it's all the way over there. Because technically, yeah, that's where we're at. And our switch is basically all the way up there, almost near the smelter. So, I have a long journey back, and I'll see you guys when I get there. And we're back. We are back at Henry. We are back at the switch. We are all the way back here. And we have to go all the way back that way with track. So, it's going to be a fun journey back. Now I have to place track that's literally got to be smooth and work, because if I don't, trains will derail, especially the trains that we're going to be bringing through here. So, as you can see, we're going to have to translate this freehand for the most part. So, again, like I normally say, is I don't do mainline work usually off of the Alt key. I really hardly ever do. I end up freehanding most of my corners, as you can see here, and it's just due to the fact that the groundwork I know is going to be in about a 15% corner if I can, or free-handed. So either way it works, I should be fine on uh, the tightness of the corner. So usually most of the time I try to shoot for like a 15 or less if I can get away with it. But if not, it's not a big deal. And the grade that we're going to be climbing up, if I remember right, is a 3% grade all the way up. Well, not all the way. Yeah, it's going to be a 3% all the way to about where we cross the river. And actually, I think it's right before we cross the river, we stop our 3%. We go basically to a flat grade. And then we hold flat all the way to pretty much the coal mine, and that's where we start dropping it by a 2% grade. So it's nothing new for the locomotives. Probably again not going to be a Henry thing by himself if he's pulling that many cars, and those cars are heavy. So, but we can see once we get Henry there, we'll see if how well this line's gonna treat him with all the grades and stuff. And as you can see, this can be a little challenging to kind of get this free-handed in here to where you're not making it too sharp and you got to make it smooth. And that's the thing is, if you look at my track, 9 times out of 10, the bridge almost never lines up with where the track is actually at. As you can see, I'm not actually placing in the middle of the track or the bridge the whole time. I'm just trying to get the smoothest that I possibly can get at the moment, run and corner and track placement, so that way we can get a train up here, and then we can modify it as time goes on if that's what we need to do. Alright guys, that is all of the track laid down to get to the coal mine here. Alright guys, so we are at Henry right now, and we're going to go ahead and give him about a 10% rate, because this is all flat right here. So it should be just fine to get him going. Yeah, see, we're going just fine. Go and activate our whistle. As you can see, it's a pretty long extension, because I could have just right there cut across, landed over here, and it went straight on in. But the thing is I wanted to go past this waterfall, so we went all the way around. Plus, it kind of, if we were to stay at that height pretty much and go across that, that would be a nightmare and a half and look really not good. So I went around the mountain, around with the mountain, and my plan is with the return line to kind of either, because it angles straight for the iron mine, so I might connect into the iron mine, or I might actually be able to hop over and connect it straight to the refinery. I don't know yet, but we will see when we get to that point of how we're going to do it. If not, we're just going to connect it back into the same line somewhere. But it's a relatively nice and beautiful ride here, and it's actually not that bad for the most part. There's a section that could be better, but in due time we'll come through, we'll smoothen it out, streamline the process. But I think, at least for right now, I wanted to keep the track like this, because could you imagine pulling like that 42 car train behind you? So your tail end would just be now passing that waterfall or so. That would be pretty insane to see just the length of the train like that. But as we can see, we clearly made it to the coal mine with ease. Go and throw on some brakes. And we have made it to the coal mine. So this is going to be a right switch. So we will put that on the right side, just to keep it simple. Then what we're going to do is we're going to grab a consistent grade here, and we're just going to run this straight for a good section like so. And what we're going to do there is we're going to put this switch, a right switch with the switch handle on the left side, so that way we can also obviously, turn that way without colliding. And then, so that's going to be 1, 2, and then we're just going to put another one just to make sure that if we ever do decide we want to do something with it or have another switch here for whatever reason, will have one set for us. We're not going to worry about the return line today or completing the rest of the yard, but this will kind of give me, like an example of like, we got 4 or 5 switches that we can set lengthwise before we start hitting the edge over here. Okay, so we've cleared our way with the trees. Now we need to put our other switch down, our last one at least. Well, we'll put a few more just for storing cars or whatever we need to do. So we'll just do a switch to the right with the right side like so. And we could probably get at least one more, so that's what we'll do. This is going to be insane. Alright, switch to the right there. Alright guys, so we're going to be ending it there today. In the next episode, we're going to be working on all of this, getting it hooked up, and sending one of these lines as a loop around the coal mine to go ahead and go back down the track that we came down. And we'll just see how well it goes. But if you guys like the video, go ahead and leave a like. It really means a lot. If you guys want to see more, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And I will see you guys in the next one.